If you're a man over 60, there's one quiet habit you may be doing every single day, and it's silently damaging your prostate. It's not what you're eating. It's not even how much water you drink. It's something far more subtle and often overlooked. Yet this one small act, repeated daily, could be putting your prostate under constant pressure. And most men don't even realize it until it's too late. This is the kind of elderly wisdom no one teaches, but every man deserves to know. I've spent decades listening to men over 60. Good men, wise men, strong men, struggle with their changing bodies. They wake up 3, 4, sometimes 5 times a night to urinate. They strain at the toilet, feel like they never fully empty, and slowly, silently lose control of their lives. We blame aging or bad luck or genetics. But sometimes it's just a habit that needs to change. Let's talk about it. The first bad habit is one you've probably never questioned. Rushing the bathroom process. You stand, you go, and you're out. Maybe 20 seconds, maybe less. But here's the truth. As we age, our bladder muscles weaken. That quick dash in and out, it doesn't give your body enough time to finish the job. And what you leave behind matters. That leftover urine doesn't just vanish. It lingers in the bladder, creating pressure, inviting bacteria, and inflaming the prostate day after day. Over time, this small act can lead to major problems: reduced flow, urgency, interrupted sleep, even chronic urinary retention. I've seen it again and again in men who seem perfectly healthy. One man, Gary, a retired high school football coach, told me he was always too busy to linger in the bathroom. 30 seconds max, he said. But eventually, that habit caught up with him. He ended up needing to self-catheterize. Not because of a disease, but because his bladder simply stopped emptying on its own. There's a simple fix. And it's something I call the pause that protects. After you think you're finished urinating, wait. Just 10 to 15 more seconds. Stand there. Breathe. Give your bladder time to contract fully. Often, you'll feel a second wave. That's the one that truly empties you out. This simple change can dramatically improve senior bladder control. It reduces nighttime trips, decreases pressure on the prostate, and helps manage symptoms of BPH, benign prostatic hyperplasia, more naturally. It's one of the easiest BPH management tips you'll ever receive, and yet one of the most powerful, because at the heart of elderly urinary health is patience, not pills, not surgery, just paying attention to what your body is trying to tell you. So if you're serious about prostate wellness advice that works in real life, not just in textbooks, stay with me. What's coming next is even more surprising, and it's something every man should hear. This isn't just about comfort. It's about preserving the quality of life. Because when your bathroom habits quietly chip away at your sleep, your confidence, and your independence, it's time to reclaim control. And that control starts not with what you do, but how you do it. Now, let's talk about another habit that sounds innocent, but maybe even more damaging. Most men never see it coming. They think prostate trouble is all about age, hormones, or maybe genetics. But what if I told you that one of the biggest threats to prostate health in seniors actually starts in your gut? Yes, you heard that right. Your bathroom habits, specifically how you move your bowels, could be making your prostate suffer in silence. This is the kind of truth that rarely makes headlines, but it holds the power to change lives. And it's exactly the kind of elderly wisdom I've learned from sitting across from thousands of men, listening to their stories, their frustrations, their pain. Let me explain. Your prostate isn't some distant organ off in its own world. It sits right next to your rectum, separated by a thin wall of tissue. So when you strain to have a bowel movement, especially if you're constipated, you're not just pushing your stool out. You're putting direct pressure on your prostate. again and again, day after day. And just like a knee that swells after repeated pressure, your prostate gets inflamed, reactive, and irritated. I once treated a man named Leonard, a retired engineer, 72 years old. Sharp, precise, thoughtful. But he had one daily battle: constipation. Every morning, he sat on the toilet for nearly 20 minutes, straining, waiting, pushing. And for years, he brushed it off until the burning started, the discomfort, the swelling. Scans showed no cancer, no infection, just chronic inflammation, likely caused by years of pressure from below. This is the silent damage most men never connect, but it's one of the biggest reasons I urge my patients to take senior toilet habits seriously, because it's not just about being regular. It's about maintaining prostate health for seniors who want to stay active, mobile, and independent. And here's the thing: your body doesn't need force. It needs support. So here are some gentle but powerful changes. First, listen to the urge. When your body tells you it's time, don't delay. Delaying can dry out your stool, making it harder to pass. Second, never force it. Pushing hard only makes the pelvic muscles tighten more, creating a cycle of tension that your prostate absorbs. Third, change your posture. Place your feet on a small stool to raise your knees slightly. This simple adjustment mimics a squatting position, which aligns your body for easier elimination and reduces strain on your prostate. And finally, nourish your gut. A fiber-rich breakfast, oatmeal, flaxseed, prunes, psyllium husk, isn't just for digestion. It's for your entire pelvic system. A healthy gut is a foundation for healthy aging men, and a healthy prostate is often the quiet reward. These aren't just health hacks. They are prostate wellness advice rooted in the real lived experience of men who've walked before you. These small changes don't require money, medication, or massive lifestyle overhauls. They require awareness and intention. Because when it comes to elderly urinary health and overall senior bladder control, everything is connected. Your gut, your habits, your posture, your patience. And as simple as it sounds, avoiding that daily strain can spare you years of discomfort, inflammation, and regret. But as serious as this is, there's still one more habit that causes more harm than either of the ones we've talked about. And it's the hardest one for many men to accept, because it challenges what they were taught about masculinity. And yet, it might be the single most important shift you make for your health after 60. It's the habit that no one wants to talk about. The one that triggers laughter in some, denial in others, and quiet resistance in most. But if you're over 60, still standing to urinate at night, then you're likely hurting your prostate. And you don't even know it. I get it. For generations, we were told that standing to pee is what real men do. Fathers passed it down to sons like a badge of manhood. To sit, that felt weak, or unnecessary, or embarrassing. But let me share a truth born not from theory, but from decades of listening to real men and seeing real outcomes. The strongest men are the ones who learn to let go of pride in exchange for peace. Let me explain why this matters. At night, everything in your body changes. You're tired. Your pelvic muscles are relaxed, sometimes too relaxed. You may be slightly dehydrated, and your bladder control isn't as sharp as it was during the day. That's normal. It's part of aging. But standing up to urinate under these conditions is like trying to thread a needle in the dark. You're not balanced. You may be rushing. And worst of all, you rarely empty your bladder completely. That leftover urine, it builds pressure. It disturbs your sleep. And most importantly, it inflames your already sensitive prostate. The result? You wake up 3, 4, even 5 times a night. You toss. You turn. You start the day tired, irritable, and less like yourself. And that feeling, that loss of peace, It doesn't have to be your new normal. One of the most powerful prostate wellness tips I give my patients is this. After 9 p.m., sit down to urinate. Yes, sit. There's no shame in it. In fact, it might be the most dignified thing you do for yourself today, because when you sit, several things happen. Your pelvic floor relaxes. Your bladder empties more completely. You reduce dribbling and irritation around the urethra. And most importantly, you give your body a break during the hours it most needs to heal. I had a patient named Dong, a 69-year-old Vietnam veteran. Strong, proud, tough as they come. He resisted the idea for a whole year. "Doc, I'm not that kind of guy," he told me. I smiled and said, "Don, what kind of guy are you? The one who wakes up 6 times a night, or the one who finally sleeps through till morning?" 3 weeks after he finally agreed to try it, he came back and said, "Doc, I slept like a baby. First time in 6 years." That's the power of a humble shift. It's not just about sleep. It's about prostate health for seniors who are tired of living on edge, tired of feeling like their body is betraying them in silence. Because here's the truth. Urinary habits shape quality of life more than we realize. Every drop you retain, every strain you create, adds up over months, over years. So this is more than just advice. It's a mindset, a reclaiming, a new standard of self-respect. We are not men because we stand. We are men because we listen to our bodies, our needs, our changing rhythms, and we act with care. If you're aiming for healthy aging as a man and looking for BPH management, tips that go beyond prescriptions and pamphlets, start here. Sit down, slow down, protect your rest. Honor your prostate. Because prostate wellness doesn't come from ego. It comes from elderly wisdom earned through lived experience and the courage to do what others won't. And if you're still with me, that means you're ready to do more than just listen. You're ready to change. But before we finish, there's one more thing I need you to hear. Maybe the most important truth of all. You don't need 100 new routines to reclaim your health. You just need 2 or 3 that actually stick. Habits rooted not in fear, but in intention, in truth, in the quiet strength of someone who's lived enough to know that the simplest changes often carry the most weight. This is the foundation of elderly wisdom. The problem is, we've been conditioned to wait for a crisis, to ignore discomfort until it becomes pain, to treat problems only when they become unbearable. But real healing, real transformation, begins before things fall apart. And it starts with awareness. So let's review what we've uncovered so far. Not in theory, but in the spirit of helping you make one clear decision today. A decision to start treating your prostate like the powerful, sensitive, essential organ it is. First, slow down when you urinate. Take your time. Don't rush. Give your bladder the full 30, 40, even 60 seconds it needs to fully contract. That extra pause could mean the difference between sleeping soundly or waking up every 2 hours. It's a core step in maintaining prostate health for seniors. Second, stop straining during bowel movements. Your gut and your prostate are neighbors, and the tension you send into one affects the other. Adjust your position. Add fiber. Respond to your body's urges without delay or force. Small moves that support both digestion and elderly urinary health. Third, the nighttime shift. Sit down to urinate after 9 p.m. It's not about pride. It's about protection. Restoring your sleep, allowing your body to heal, relieving unnecessary stress from your pelvic floor, and giving your prostate the peace it desperately needs. These 3 steps, so simple, so quiet, could add years of vitality, confidence, and clarity to your life. They're not gimmicks. They're not trends. They're principles grounded in senior bladder control and the lived experience of thousands of men who've come before you. The truth is, I've never met a man who regretted taking better care of himself, but I've met far too many who waited too long. Men who ignored the signs, who brushed off the symptoms, who believed that waking up 5 times a night was just aging. That slow, weak flow was just normal. That pain, urgency, and pressure were something to endure, not something to heal. But you're still reading, still listening. And that means you're different, Dot. It means you've already taken the first and most important step, noticing. And that's where all change begins. Now, I'm not here to sell you anything. I'm here to remind you that your body is talking to you, and has been for some time now. You don't need to fear aging. You just need to partner with it, guide it, honor it. The same way you would care for a friend or a child or a sacred promise, because this isn't about being perfect. It's about being present, day after day, choice after choice. The body may grow older, but the spirit deepens. And the man who takes the time to understand his body in his 60s is often the one who thrives well into his 80s. That's the wisdom most men never get taught. But it's yours now, Dot, in the final part of this journey. I want to leave you not just with tips, but with a challenge. One that could shift your entire relationship with health, aging, and what it truly means to take care of yourself when no one's watching, Dot. If no one's ever told you this before, let me be the first. You deserve peace. You deserve to sleep through the night without being jolted awake by urgency or discomfort. You deserve mornings that start with energy, not exhaustion. You deserve a life where your body works with you, not against you. And that begins with honoring the quiet wisdom that comes with age. Too often, men over 60 are made to feel invisible, their struggles brushed off, their discomfort normalized. But there is nothing normal about living in silent distress. Waking up 5 times a night isn't just a nuisance. It's a signal, a cry from your body that it's time to do things differently, Dot. So here's the truth I want you to carry with you. Better prostate health isn't complicated, Dot. It's not about chasing the next supplement. It's not about extreme diets or expensive procedures. It's about returning to what your body has needed all along: attention, patience, and gentle daily care. Let's go over it one last time. Not as a checklist, but as a promise you make to yourself. You will slow down when you urinate. Let your bladder finish its work fully, completely, with dignity. You will stop forcing bowel movements. You'll eat the foods that support regularity, breathe, and sit in a posture that honors your body, Dot. And when the night comes, you'll choose rest over pride. You'll sit down, relax, and allow your system to empty with ease, because a quiet night leads to a better life. These are more than just pH management tips. They are acts of self-respect. They are how you protect your sleep, your energy, your relationships, and your confidence. And when someone asks, "How do you stay so healthy?" you'll smile and say, "I finally started listening." This is what it means to live with elderly wisdom. To move through life not in fear of aging, but in partnership with it. To understand that health isn't about doing more. It's about doing the right things, consistently, calmly, and with heart. Remember, every time you take an extra pause in the bathroom, sit down when it matters, or choose fiber over frustration, you're telling your body, "I care. I'm here. And I'm not done living well." So if anything in this message made you pause, that's your sign. Start today, Dot. And if you found this video helpful, I invite you to like it, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell so you don't miss what's coming next, and most importantly, share it with another man in your life, a brother, a friend, a father, someone who may not say it out loud, but quietly needs to hear this truth. Because real strength isn't loud, Dot. It's thoughtful, Dot. It's steady, Dot. It's the quiet courage to make one small change that time can't erase. take care of your prostate, and it will take care of you. Until next time.